Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. My name is Adam. I am the Community Manager of Franchise Hockey. With me as always and not pictured on your screen is FSM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with It Lives Cincinnati Stingers 1982-83 WHA season. Run it back. Jeff, why are we trying to run it back?
Well, we are, I guess if anybody hasn't been watching it, what we've done here is rather than have the WHA merge into the NHL at the end of the 1978-79 season, as happened historically, we've kept it going, and we've expanded the league back out. They were down to 6 teams. We are up to 12 now, or no, 16 rather. And we've also done a little bit of expanding the NHL. We're in the off season between 1982, 83, and 83, 84. So I don't think I'm going to do any more expansion this time. We'll let things stabilize a bit this year. Oops. And as you can see, whoops, go back here. The defending champions are the Cincinnati Stingers, which is us. Finally, after how many years did it take us?
Too many.
I think it was what we've had this going for 4 years.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, 4 years in game. Steady improvement. Finally won it all last year. The problem is now we've had a couple of big free agent losses. Just going back to our free agent log or transaction log here, and Jari Kurri, who put up 132 points last year, and Denny Savard, who in half a season had 67 points, not even half a season. But our 2 big 5-star guys have taken a walk. Bill Nyrup, we let him go. That's not such a big loss, but now we have to figure out how to replace a pretty good chunk of our scoring. So I think I'm going to try and get through this season really quickly. So we're going to rush this a bit more than we usually do to get it into the hour, because I think we're going to be moving on to, well, something else probably next week. So you may want to be around for that. But for now, let's see if we can get one more season in under this. First thing I want to look at is the free agent center, and you can see there's a lot of big names up. We can try for Wayne Gretzky, but he doesn't want to play in the WHA, not a surprise. And Curry, he's also gone, so I don't think there's any point in chasing those guys. Interesting thing, though, Mike Liut, who left us a couple of years ago to sign with the Kings, is willing to talk to us all of a sudden, which would make a pretty big difference in goal for us. So he's only asking $45,000. I don't think there's any chance he signs for that little, because somebody's going to offer him pretty big money, likely the Kings or at least another WHA team. So I'm going to do close to double that, $85,000. And if we get him, great. I'm not sure if we will. The other interesting prospect out there is Kent Nielsen, who jumped from Winnipeg to the Leafs a couple of seasons back and has had 200-plus point seasons in Toronto. But his contract has run out, and he's asking for the same amount. So I think I'll try to do maybe a little bit even more with him, as that may go a long way to replacing Savard and Curry. And he wants the no movement clause. That's fine. I don't know if we're going to get either of those guys, but what the heck, it's worth a shot.
I was able to offer Savard a deal, but I think you're going to have to be well over $300,000 to get him.
Yeah, he's saying 165 for 2 years.
I offered him 200 and I couldn't sign him.
Let's try 265 and a no trade clause. Okay, that's 3 offers out. Let's leave it there for now because we got the draft coming up in a couple of days.
He signs for 165 in my game for 4 years with New Jersey.
And we had a contract offer open for Bruce Cassidy, who was, I think, a draft pick a couple of years ago.
The Keelhard Wolf says, ooh, going historical. I heard this Gretzky guy might be good.
You think? Okay, the underage draft, we're picking 17-year-olds here, so none of these guys are going to make an immediate impact. So I'm assuming we're picking last in this, so I'll just run through that quickly. Joe Nieuwendyk, Luc Robitaille, first couple there, some familiar names all the way through there, and what is left? Wendell Clark is still available. I mean, he's 16
You win a pick
years old.
before in mine.
Yep, so I think I'm going to grab him. He would fit in well, although it's going to be a while before he can do much with us. And it's going to kill me. I got Kirk McLean here. I could draft the Canuck, but we've already got a ton of goaltending, and if Liut signs, that's going to make it even worse.
How about Ken Hodge?
Ken Hodge Jr., I think he's gone already.
He was halfway down on my 2.5 stars. Maybe.
Trying to find him. Oh, he's available. Also available this year, Tom Glavin.
I don't know. I don't know if I trust
him. Won't really add much to the team, but for the
because it's baseball playoffs to me.
Okay, I'm actually going to go for Brian Benning. Offensive defenseman. We're probably not going to sign him this year anyhow, so we'll just let that go, see if he gets any better in the next year or so. Oh, did I have 3 picks there? Huh.
Yep.
So I did. And, well, Hodge is still there, so Ken Hodge Jr. Might as well grab him. Okay, we will try to sign Clark. Let's leave the other 2 for now. And apparently we had one of the best drafts, according to the post-draft evaluation.
Sweet.
And, yep, Clark does sign with us. Not hearing anything back yet. Oh, I think we missed out on both guys.
Would seem likely.
Or is that not? Oh, it's because I'm not seeing the NHL signings. So what happened here? Let's see. Yeah, Savard goes to New Jersey for $165,000, so he really did not want to play for us in WHA.
Harsh.
And Liut, LA gave him $175,000, so no, yeah, we were bidding too low on there apparently. Wayne Gretzky, not surprisingly, re-signs with Vancouver. And we had one more guy who we were trying for. Who was it? Oh, Kent Nielsen. Gonna assume, I don't see it, but I assume he signed with Toronto. Oh, yep, he did for 3 years at 195. So though even we were offering a decent amount of money, we didn't get any of those guys. So I mean, we still got pretty good depth up front. Could maybe use another good defense, maybe one good defenseman, one good forward, and I think we'll go with the goaltending we've got now, because we also got Ron Hextall coming behind those 2.
All right.
Paul Holmgren free agent. That's a bit of a surprise, and he looks like he's declined a little bit. Kind of surprising. I'm going to grab him, I think. So I think he's better than that scouting indicates. And we needed a defenseman, I think I said.
Yes, we are currently live streaming on Steam,
Yep.
as well as twitch.tv/OOTP Developments and twitch.tv/Franchise Hockey Manager. And I am watching all of them. If you read anything, I'll make sure to mention it.
Yeah, so we've got Randy Maneri, who's 34 years old, and he's 2 stars right now, but I think that's going to be down to 1.5 easily by the time the season starts. So I think what I'll do instead is grab Paul Boudelier, who played a little bit in WHA with Philadelphia last year, but contract ran out. And looks like he's wanting to talk with us. Apparently he didn't like the offer.
That's disappointing.
So we will increase that a bit. And Holmgren is okay with our offer, so that may work out. And there we go. We got we got both of them. So Boudelier and Holmgren. Give them their jersey numbers. And what does that do depth-wise? Yeah, I got a lot of good young talent. I mean, those 2 guys aren't going to replace Curry and Savard. But we've got Dale Hawerchuk ready to move up. Patrick Sundstrom had a big year. Mike Gartner's still great. Kevin Deneen looks like he's finally picking it up. And Brent Ashton had a breakthrough year there too.
You might want to look at re-signing a couple guys too.
From
while you have the chance.
The protected list?
No, unsigned or guys who are upcoming free agents. For instance, Ulf Samuelson's willing to sign.
Yep.
Right now, so.
Get some of the younger guys tied up. DuPont. No, he's probably going to be retired after this year. Riviere, if he'll do it cheaply, he wants a no movement clause. That's not going to happen. And that is really the only guys we go. Rick Lay. He wants a 1-year extension. I'll give that to them. May wind up regretting that. Hopefully he doesn't go downhill too much in the next year or so. He had retired by this point in real life at the end of I think at the end of 81. If I remember right. An interesting situation coming up in goal because I think Ron Hextall, I'm actually going to call him up.
Probably a good idea too.
Call up a few guys just so we can get a look at everybody. Oh, Tony Granato's still down there. Hasn't really developed at all. But we'll see how people come out of training camp. So, yeah, that's interesting. Hextall's 1.5 stars, but 5-star potential. Vernon is slightly better than right now, but has slightly less potential. And Mikolev is better than both of them, but has less potential than the other 2. And Holmgren's declining. Okay, that's not good.
Not completely unexpected, though.
No, he's only 27. I don't remember him going downhill that badly. That young. And Hall of Fame ceremony. Ken Hodge Sr. goes into the Hall. We just drafted his son. Marcel Pronovost, Eddie Johnston, and Leo Bovin. And I'm going to try to move this along fairly quickly. Yeah, we're already 15 minutes gone. So I think I may just wind up simming about a month at a time. Take a last look at the free agents. A lot of goalies out there, but we've got plenty of goalies already. Ralph Kruger, future Oilers coach. Could sign him. No, I think I'll let it go and get around to the exhibition season. And the reason I'm not signing any of the other draft picks is if we sign a guy at 17, he's too young to send to the minor leagues, so we have to keep him in our lineup this year. And I don't really want to do that with a guy who can't really contribute right now. We had room to do it last year because the top end of the lineup was so strong, but not this time around. And let's see, Fatorik can still be our captain. Rodikelli
Makes it more fun.
got one of the A's, yeah. And
JM Trow in the chat says, any insight on what teams you'll be streaming with for FHM8?
I haven't thought about it yet. You have any idea, Adam?
I have a couple thoughts, but I'm not willing to share them quite yet.
So the Jets then?
Nope.
And into the exhibition season, and we kick it off with a 5-2 win over Chicago. And 3-2 over New York. And I'm just going to let the AI juggle lines around. Not really going to watch as carefully as I normally would, but that's 3 wins in a row. And Ron Extall gets a 5-0 shutout. Interesting that the AI doesn't want to use Mikolev yet. So I will force him into a game.
Probably a good plan.
As if he is going to start for us, you'd want to warm him up a little bit. And narrow 4-3 win, although Holmgren gets a couple of goals. And 2 more games left in the preseason. Go with the same lineup against the LA Sharks and another win. I don't think we've lost yet in exhibition games. Okay, here we go. The training camp development report. So Bruce Cassidy, who we just signed, gets a bunch of improvement but doesn't make it past half a star. Boudelier, still not quite to 2 stars. Wendell Clark, yeah, wow, ton of stuff there. Kevin Deneen, still pretty good progress. And Granato finally stepping off. Granato gets 1 star. So he was at half a star before, I think. Howard Chuck still coming up. And Ron Hextall makes it to 2. So that's going to make that a tough decision. And also Nielsen is up to 2 stars.
Well, that's good.
Scriven to 2, and Patrick Sunstrom 3.5. Okay, so are we at the end? No, we got one more preseason game. Against Quebec, see if we can go through the perfect preseason, and we do. 4-2 win. So we should be at the start of the regular season on the 4th. So I got to make my cuts now. I'm going to try shopping Mikolev. See if we can
Probably
get
not a bad idea.
a decent offer back and go with the 2 younger guys in goal. And we got, offers from everybody in the league. New England, Eddie Beers, who had 75 points last year. That's a nice one. Steve Smith from Quebec. These are pretty good. Okay, Fitzpatrick. That's a no. 18-year-old John McLean. Not quite ready to contribute yet. Dave Hannon, who's somehow rated at 3.5 stars. That's surprising, because he's basically just a defensive forward. I don't think so. Rich Preston, veteran, 3 stars. Yeah, maybe. John Chabot. That's a maybe. Ray Neufeld, no, only 2 stars. Don't think so. Mark Habscheid, who I think we just traded to Minnesota. Don't want him back. And Greg Adams, I think that's the better of the 2 Greg Adams, but still not quite ready. But I think the best offer we've had here is either Beers or Smith. Is there any other ones, good ones for a defenseman? I think we're okay at forward, so I'm going to go with Steve Smith. So we get him from Quebec. And now I've got to cut the roster down a little bit.
Keeping things interesting.
Yeah, it actually looks like we're going to have to send Boudelier, who we signed as a free agent, down. Five, six, 7, 8, 9 defensemen. Still have to send one more guy. And I think it'll be Gord Deneen. And some of the guys, Quinn and Probart, that we had up last season because they were 17-year-olds, and we can send them down now, so I will do that. Granato, again, doesn't quite make it. How many forwards is that? 4, 8, 12, 14. I think we've got a 23-man roster limit, so I'm going to have to send one more guy down. And that's probably going to be the veteran, Andre Dupont.
Makes sense.
Okay, what does he want to do here? Wait, why are we starting Danny Jeffrey on instead of Brent Ashton? That makes no sense. Oh, we're still in... Forgot we were still in exhibition mode. I got to get this closer to the start of the regular season before the proper AI will kick in. Season preview, and apparently we're not even favorites to win this year. Although Ruotsalainen is apparently the best defenseman in the league. right, there we are on opening night. Yeah, that makes more sense. Clark and Jeffrey on sit out. And looks like we're going to try Brent Sutter on the first line. I'm going to give that a month or so. And instead of going game by game, I'm just going to do a week at a time here so we can try and get the whole season in. That didn't seem to strong 1-1-1 through the first 3 games. Oh, great. And Eddie Beers, the guy who we were offered in the trade, is leading the league in scoring. And Ben Gustafsson gets hurt, but just a cut, and he's only gone for a couple of weeks, so we'll keep going without that. And still only at 500, putting up some points, but Indianapolis has started hot. Surprisingly, New York, who hasn't had a good team up until now, I don't think they're leading the league. Now, Pelle Lindbergh in goal, that's probably helping. And Samuelson dislocated the finger.
That's not great.
And our first shot in Indianapolis. And they shut us out 2-0. I wonder how Mikolev's doing in Quebec. Yeah, it looks like he's got the #1 job, but he's not putting up very good numbers. And Kevin Dineen gets suspended, so Wendell Clark will get his first WHA game. And 8-6 for Indianapolis over us. And it was only one game for Dineen. So he goes back in. And Gustafsson is healthy again, but we're struggling a little bit here. 3-5-1. I'll give it one more week. Okay, and Samuelson has jumped up to 2.5 stars, and he is healthy again. And Rodichelio has been sort of an ongoing problem fitness-wise, is down to 37%. So we'll give him a couple of days off. And maybe another one. Well, 85%. Give him one more, I guess, and we lose 2-1 to Minnesota. And yeah, Indianapolis is running away with this.
So not looking good for a back-to-back.
Yeah, though at least Brent Sutter, we put in the first line spot, is playing pretty well. 7th in league scoring. What's going on in goal? Vernon. Okay, numbers from him. And Hextall hasn't done well. Okay, go with a younger D. I'm going to bench LaRiviere. And just sim this one game against San Diego. Okay, that gets us back on track with a 5-2 win. Howard Chuck has a couple of goals. And we are above 500 now. Go another week. That Radicchio hurt his foot, so the Riviere goes back in. Development report. About what do you expect, and not too much of a decline from anybody. That's good news. And board confidence, I assume we're not in any kind of trouble. Oh yeah. Fans are very happy, job security is good, chemistry is pretty good. Everybody loves us.
That's surprising.
We are the defending champions.
No, but you don't often hear everybody loves you.
Getting a Hextall start. And he wins at 5-1. Radicchio is almost back. And we're slowly catching up on Indianapolis. Oh, looks like Bill Nyrup signed in Quebec. Kind of surprised. I thought he was going to retire. And a 3-0 shutout over New York. Have they cooled down a little bit? Oh yeah, apparently. And we are now second in the division and let's see, fourth in the league. So turn it around after that start, although we don't have anybody in the top 10 scoring anymore. But Mike Vernon putting up some really nice numbers in goal. And who's hurt? Gartner has a sore shoulder and he's gone for a couple of weeks. Radicchio still not back. Sounds like he is now, though. Okay, there's the... He's ready. The Riviere comes out. Swap Clark out for Jeffrey on. And yeah, the rest of the lines look okay. Go for a week like this. Gartner getting close to being healthy, but can't play yet. And Gartners are almost ready to come back, and now Sutter's hurt.
Not a long-term injury, though.
Yeah, haven't gotten hurt hit too badly by injuries so far this year. Owner is reasonably happy with us still. And it looks like Miami fired their coach and hired Jacques Demers.
Now that is really interesting.
Wonder how badly they were. Yeah, oh yeah, they're dead last. We are still gaining ground on Indianapolis. Early December at this point. Sutter is almost back. In fact, it looks like he can play. And I will give Radicchio a couple of days off just to get his fitness back. Or maybe not, because we got Craig Ludwig injured for a couple of weeks.
Can't seem to catch a break here.
Yeah, but we're not getting... we haven't had any real disasters yet. Knock on wood. Almost up to Christmas. Ludwig is getting healthier. And now it's Robbie Fatorik that gets hurt. Gastroenteritis for 1 to 2 weeks.
Why are you taking everybody out on the team?
Well, he's got a tummy ache. He can't play. But fortunately, Howard Chuck's been doing pretty well from the third line spot, so he should slot in there okay. We should get the end of the year player pool. Ruotsalainen's the best skater in the league, but other than that, we don't get any mentions. Steve Eiserman, who's in his second year at 18, is already the best role model in the league. Oh, and
Well, when you play the game the right way.
Yep, forgot to check how Mario is doing in his second season. As a 17-year-old, he had 64 points in 80 games, and he's better than the point per game this year, now that he's turned 18.
I am shocked.
It doesn't look like he's got a whole lot to play with there. Andy Brickley, who had 1 or 2 good years for the Bruins, and Ralph Cox, who I think may have played 1 game in his career. No, not even. Oh God, Radicchio down to 19%. That guy's just got no fitness at all. And we have passed Indianapolis. And Patrick Sundstrom with the Player of the Month award. Looking good. We were 13-2 that month. I got to keep going. I want to try and get this whole season in, and hopefully we'll have a nice deep playoff run too.
Maybe.
Got a couple games in hand over Indianapolis. They're technically back in the lead. Fatorik is not quite healthy yet. And Fatorik is ready to play, so Clark comes out. Riviere comes out, and we should be back to something like our full-strength lines. Still 2 points back in Indianapolis. Now Doug Smale gets hurt. Oh, not good. Out indefinitely with a fractured skull. So he's going to have to go on the injured list. Yeah, that's takes him out. Fortunately, Tony Granato is up to 1.5 stars, so we can finally bring him up and put him in. And the headline is saying 8 months to recover. For Doug Smale, I think had been having a pretty decent season up until then. 33 points in 48 games. And Rodicalio again wearing down. Oh wait, Sundstrom hurt? Sundstrom out with a sore wrist for a couple of weeks. Trading deadline, oh, it's an Olympic year too. Trading deadline is February the 14th. Got a whole bunch of games in hand over Indianapolis. We played 6 fewer than they have. And starting to see deals as we get close to the trading deadline. Edmonton, LA making a fairly big deal. BJ McDonald and Steve Durbano for Jim Benning and Mike Blake. So the Oilers getting younger. And is LA gearing up for a playoff run? No, they're way back. Okay, Rodicalio back to 100%. Okay, at the trading deadline, we are almost totally healthy. Sundstrom is, ready to go back in. Well, almost totally healthy other than Smale, who's not coming back this year. And geez, Rodicalio, he can barely play every other game.
That's always fun.
But I don't think I'm going to try any trading deadline deals here. Other than the injuries, we're doing fine. Better than expected, even. And Vernon is just having a monster year. 2.35 goals against average, which is insane for this era. Oh, I do want to see what's going on at the Olympics, though. Not surprisingly, the Soviets dominating. And yet, not surprisingly, the Soviet Union wins the Olympic Games. Czechoslovakia with silver, and surprisingly, Poland gets the bronze. Beating up the USA. Canada didn't even make the medal round, apparently. Oh yeah, it doesn't look too impressive. Mostly elderly former NHLers. And getting back to this, let's get us to the end of the season. Five points back of Indianapolis, 3 games in hand. And we're 4th in the league. And Ludwig has a minor injury, and Howardchuk has something going on. That's bad. Torn ligament in his elbow, and he's out indefinitely.
Oh no.
That hurts. I mean, he was playing on our 3rd line, but no, Dan Quinn is up to 1 star at least, so he's going to have to take over. It actually gives us a decent 3rd line: Scrudel, Kevin Dineen, and Steve Patrick.
Yeah, it's still not quite the same.
A little more physical, not quite as much scoring. Gartner's got a 9-game assist streak going. And he's the player of the month as well. Word confidence, I assume I'm fine, yep. Yeah, great. Samuelson got himself suspended for 5 games. And Ludwig is not ready to come back yet, so Boudelier, we signed to expecting to play a lot this year and has been in the minors so far, finally gets called up. Oh, too many players on the active roster, so Jeffrey On's going to have to go down. Now where's, oh jeez. What's the lineman's hurt, at least Ludwig is ready to come back, and so is Ashton. Oh god, no, not Gardner too. Day to day at least.
Having all the fun.
Yeah. This isn't helping the stretch drive here. And Indianapolis seems to be doing pretty well too. They're 7 points ahead of us. And Eiserman having a pretty good year, up to 49 points, as is Doug Wickenheiser in Houston.
Who's carrying Indianapolis?
Good question. Okay, wow, they got Adam Oates, who's finally breaking out. Thomas Steen. Mike Bullard continuing to do well. And the D, Larry Murphy. They just got a crazy amount of depth. Even after losing Gretzky 3 years ago, they filled in pretty nicely. The goaltending is not great, though.
Doesn't matter if they can outscore you.
Yeah, but I think we can beat these guys in the playoffs. Assuming we make it that far. As we got guys going down left, right, and center here. Samuelson, how many? 1 game left. Okay, so I think we can. Naturally, as soon as Samuelson comes back, Steve Smith gets hurt.
Of course.
See, I'm not going to force guys into the lineup at this point, just because I don't think we're catching Indianapolis, and I'd rather get everybody healthy by the start of the playoffs. Okay, so Smith is the only guy that's still hurt. And this will get us close to the end of the season.
Assuming you don't get more
Boudelier's got
injuries.
yeah, well, as soon as you said that, Paul Boudelier, sore hamstring.
Of course.
Okay, let's just get up to the playoffs here. Wait, was it 78 game season, or did I extend it to 80? I think. Double check.
I don't
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
off the top of my head.
Yeah, I did. So 2 more games. I was wondering why we were getting into here. Birmingham at the start of the playoffs, which wouldn't have made much sense. Almost playoffs. So Boudelier apparently healthy, and we get there. Wind up finishing 3 points back of Indianapolis, but still 117 total points. That might even be a record for us. Did we have that many? No, we didn't have that many last year. We only had 105 when we won the championship. And Mike Vernon getting Player of the Month. So I should probably call up a couple of guys here. Probert is up to 1 star. Bring Jeffrey on back. And bring DuPont up just because we'll probably run into injuries in the playoffs the way things are going.
What, you mean how perfectly everything's been going?
Oops, did that too early. So now I gotta send 3 guys down.
How far away is Howard Chuck? He's still a long ways.
3 to 4 months. So yeah, he's done for the year, I think. And Dan Quinn is out for 1 to 2 weeks with a virus. And we at least get to the first playoff game without any more injuries. Finally. Okay, can dress one more guy. That ball. And we'll actually put Probert in for that game. And who have we got anyhow? New England in the first round. They, no, they were the Eastern Division winners, but they only had 92 points, so we're a little better than them. And game 1, it's a 5-0 shutout for Mike Vernon.
Excellent.
Game 2. And no shutout, but a 5-4 win. So we're up 2-0, and I think we're just heading home now. Of course, we can't do that without an injury because Kevin Dineen had some teeth knocked out.
Smoothies for everybody.
And Radicchio is tiring out, so we'll give him 1 game off. Game 3, and I think this is best out of 7. Win that 3-2, and yeah, we just got to get 1 more for the sweep. And hopefully we can start getting some injured guys back if we can win this now. But we lose 2-1, so we're going to go to game 5. And now Fatorik is hurt. And he's out for a couple of weeks, so that's worse than what we've had. Anywhere else? Do I have to? Yeah, I have to be Edberg. So we're starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel here when it's coming to forwards. Although Dan Quinn may be ready. But no, he can't play, so Edberg will have to go in. Okay, let's finish it here. And easily 7-1. Mike Vernon with the hat trick. And that's the end of New England season.
Mike Vernon with the hat trick?
Mike Gartner with the hat trick. Mike Vernon with the winning goal. Would have been impressive if Vernon had a hat trick. He's having a good season.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Okay, Quinn sounds like he's almost back. And not surprisingly, we got Indianapolis in the second round. What did they do? Well, New York took him to 6 games. Oh, that's good news. Fatorik can play. 80% fitness, but I'll take it. And Dineen's back as well. So we got most of our forwards back. Clark has got a cold, so he's going to be slowed down a little bit. Yeah, take Probert out, put Quinn in. Radicchio can go back in. And we're healthy-ish for the start of the Indianapolis series. And we win the first game 5-4. Not going to make any changes for the second one. That was on the road. And 5-2, surprisingly. Expected Indianapolis to be tougher than this. And nope, don't need to make any changes now. We are back in Cincinnati, and we win 3-2 in overtime. Up 3-0. We actually going to sweep these guys? Oh no! Tell me that's not Gartner with a mild abdominal strain. Is he going to have to miss a game because of it, though? Yes, he is. We'll try Probert in there. Just need to finish this off. So win 1 game without Mike Gartner. And we can do that. Vernon comes through. It's a 1-0 overtime win. Double overtime, actually. Tony Granato gets the goal 4:15 of the second overtime. So we are through to the finals again. Looks like it might be Birmingham, possibly Winnipeg. But we've got some time to get everybody healthy now, at least.
Almost everyone.
And it looks like it's going to be Birmingham. Gartner's still showing day-to-day, but he can play, so he's going in. Yeah, Howard Chuck is still showing 2 to 3 months, so forget that. So, game 1 in Birmingham. Had pretty good luck in game 1 so far. And it continues, 2-1 win. Brent Ashton first star. Mike Vernon is red hot, so he's carrying us right now, I think. Game 2 with the same lineup. In Birmingham. And a 7-2 blowout win. We are rolling here. And I think that means Gartner is back to full health. Well, he is, but it's 70% fitness, so that's a little off. But we'll just stick with the same lineup for game 3, which is a 6-3 win. And are we going to get a sweep in the finals here? Gartner's still a little worn down. But, yeah, I don't want to change what's working, so... Do we get a sweep to win the AFCO Cup for the 2nd year in a row? Yes, we do. Oh, no, we don't. Nope, looked at the wrong thing. It's a 5-3 win for Birmingham behind Michel Goulet's hat trick. That's not good. Rutsalainen's got a sore shoulder, so he's out day to day. Yeah, we'll stick with that for the defensive pair. Back in Birmingham. Birmingham wins 6-1. It's now a 3-2 series. And Radicchio is tired and hurt. Rutsalainen is not ready to come back yet. Okay, got to win this on the road. And we get crushed 8-2. Are we going to blow a 3-0 lead? Goulet with the first star again. Game 7 in Birmingham. Radicchio is not healthy enough to go. Neither is Rutsalainen. Got to change something here, but... First 2 lines looks... Oh, wait. We got Gartner on the 2nd line. Don't want that. Okay. Game 7. Tell me we're not going to choke here. And we do. 5-2 loss. Birmingham comes back from being down 3-0 in the finals. We blow it. Not a good way to end my FHM7 career.
Wow.
That sucks. I mean, the injuries just wore us down in the end. I think we lost our best defenseman and had another key guy out. Missing 2 forwards. Just see what's happening in the NHL. St. Louis Boston final. Wow, Mike Rogers has put up 131 assists for Boston. Oh, and that's, yeah, Curry signed with them, and he's at 161 points. So that explains why they're in the final. So if Curry had signed back with us... Wait, where's Gretzky? Didn't see his name in the standings anywhere. Oh, only 19 games. What happened to him? Torn ACL in early November. And this is the rest of the year. Okay, I just want to get to the end of the NHL playoffs here. Bruins are up 2-0.
While you do that, I'm going to start doing the outro, right?
Yeah, go ahead. And the Bruins
So
straight
thank
to
you
win
very
the
much.
cup.
Thank you very much for tuning into another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Franchise Hockey Manager, as well as twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. All of our streams are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OOTP Developments as well. You can also reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. On Twitter, we're at Franchise Hockey. And of course, you can come on down to our official, well, in our Twitter bio, you can find a link to our official Discord. But you can, of course, come on down to our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to official forums. We can talk about Franchise Hockey Manager, Out of the Park Baseball, Perfect Team, Out of the Park Go, or anything else you want to discuss. Jeff, did I miss anything?
Don't think so. Not sure if we're going to be back again with you next week. I think we may have an announcement to make next Wednesday. So you maybe want to be here for that. If you're watching it on YouTube later in the week, make a point of being on here Wednesday night, as we may have something to show off for you. And hopefully it won't be as disappointing as the way this game turned out. We did have a pretty good season there. Howard Chuck finally started producing, but just too many injuries in the end, and that screwed it up for us. But still, not a bad career for the Cincinnati Stingers. So thanks everybody for coming out, and we will see you back here a week from now.